Hello, my name is Marie Ussach, and I'm a candidate in the final election for school committee, and I'm asking you for one of your 3 votes in our general election on Tuesday, November the 8th. We have a lot of issues that we have to overcome. I know we can, but this is going to be a very hectic 4 years. We have to really gear in regarding literacy. Children have to have better grades in literacy. Their writing skills, their reading skills must be improved in order for them to do well in other areas such as math and science. I think we are going to have to, as a school committee, look at policy and spend more time on policy and policy regulations than we have in the past. There are a lot of issues. I'd like to see the children have a little bit of a dress style so that they look a little neater. Not necessarily uniforms, that would be too expensive with the community, but I would like to see the children have little dockers or collared shirts. I think it would give them a more relaxed atmosphere in the classroom. They wouldn't feel that they're different than other students, and it would give them an even playing field. And statistics show that when students are looking similar to one another in the matter of their apparel, that they do have an edge. And I think those are one of the issues I'd like to look at. There's a lot of issues, but I want to really gear in on attendance, getting children to attend school, having them realize that if they don't get an education and they don't come to school, they are not going to do well in the workforce. They won't be able to secure good employment. I want to gear in on accountability, having the administration, the school committee, and the teachers, and the students as well, all accountable and all participating as a team for the betterment. And I want to make sure that we are all in sync, working on the same page across the district for a better outcome in the test scores that we are seeing today. I believe I'm a good candidate for school committee because I'm a hands-on person. I'm not a person that just goes to the monthly meeting or just attends a subcommittee meeting, but I go into the schools. Of course, I'm fortunate that I have that time afforded me working part-time. I do a program which I teach from grades K through 12 on different levels of economics, which is geared to the frameworks of the Massachusetts curriculum. And this is done through junior achievement. My background is in mathematics. I'm a retired bank officer, and I really enjoy math, and I think that's a subject that's really great to help children with. I also am very proud of the fact that I implemented a math course for juniors and seniors at New Bedford High School, which enables them to understand the importance of good credit, how to handle a credit card, how to balance a checkbook, common sense, everyday mathematical values that they can take with them when they go to college so that they know how to prepare themselves so that they don't spend money unwisely and things of that nature. But I spend a lot of time in the schools. I visited all the schools. I go in periodically to, as I said, teach a class. I also go to all the open houses to say hi to parents and hear what they have to say about what's going on. I'm accessible by the phone. I return my calls promptly. I attend all the functions, as many as I could, and I've attended most of them that are the dramatic performances, that are musical performance, marching band concerts, mathathons that the students have with rubric cubes and math testing and things of that nature. Anything that they invite me to that involves the education and an improvement of a student in school, I attend. What Jill Ussach wants to do and wants to see happen with my colleagues is to concentrate more on policy, such as school attire, achievement, test scores. Those are really the major importance. We need to know, are our children meeting the level that has been set? And that benchmark has to be maintained and then rise. We have to make sure that the teachers are doing the best that they can to see that the students do that by evaluating them periodically. We do have great teachers, but sometimes a teacher may need a little bit of help. And if a student is a little weak in an area, let's get that teacher the help they need. And also hold administration accountable as well as school committee members for the overall performance and the raising of that benchmark for children in our community. This has to be done. We don't have any recourse in that matter because statistics throughout the whole country, not just New Bedford, show that the level of literacy has been lowered, that the middle school scores are not where they should be, and that children aren't staying in school. And this is not acceptable to me as a school committee woman. It's not acceptable to me as just a member of the city of New Bedford, because these young men and women are going to grow up. We want them to bring their good educations back and work in this area. They're going to be our caregivers. I want them as well prepared and well educated as possible so that they can have a good life for themselves and their families to come. I want to know why the students are doing so well when they're in the earlier grades. The minute they get to the middle school, hormones kick in and figures start to go down. So we need to get students help. We need to engage the community as school members with policy. We need to bring them into the fold. Maybe have a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, an accountant, a salesperson. People come in to talk to these young men and women to let them know what it's like in the real world, and they need this education. A lot of children love the arts and the music, and the only reason they go to school is because that's offered them. We have cut art and music a lot over the years. Even before I got on, that's one of the first things to have been cut. Academics are great. They're out there. We're working hard on those academics. We're working hard on athletic skills as well. But let's also bring into the academic fold, let's bring in the arts, the music, the design, all of that, so that a student who isn't that academically accomplished but does well enough to pass can also have another avenue to travel if they like music, if they like the arts, if they're artistic and they want to become a painter. These are things that we need to push for, that the school has had a rapid decline in offering students, not because we don't want to, but the money isn't there. And finances across this country are terrible. So we have to start being innovative as to how we look at getting people to donate to the schools. And I think there are still a lot of grants and a lot of entrepreneurs out there that would be willing to help us, but we have to get out and get these people to assist us. One thing that I would really like to look at is taking a principal who runs a very strong school with high academic test scores and maybe moving them around to schools that the test scores are a little lower. The majority of our teachers are wonderful, but they maybe will have a classroom situation where the children are more disruptive, and that's a problem. So you have to look at everything when you evaluate a teacher and you evaluate a principal. But I think making the schools stronger is a policy that needs to be looked at and addressed by everyone and the administration. I know we don't evaluate the teachers. That's done by the principals, and the principals are evaluated by the superintendent. We have no right to micromanage or look into that. Personnel is strictly under our superintendent. However, that being said, I hold our superintendent responsible and accountable to us when test scores are down, schools are underperforming, to get in there, roll up his or her sleeve and work, and ask us for any help that he or she may deem necessary to improve these scores and to bring the arts into the music into the fold and to help them in any way we can, and to make sure that we keep pounding out a message, parents, please be involved. I loved what they did at Brockton High School by constantly calling the parents if a student acted up until that parent realized they had to get in there and address this issue, because you have to make the parent realize that they're in a partnership with our teachers and our principals and our school department and our school committee. We're there to help their child, not to hinder them, but we need them to stand firm with us when the child misbehaves. We need them to back us. We cannot be afraid that we're going to get the parent so upset that, my goodness, we don't want to upset the parent, we don't want to hear it, so we'll pass the child in any direction as long as we don't have any disruption from a parent. We need to have the parent know that there is a problem, but we want to help them with this child. We want to work at it, and together as a unit we will do well. So administration has to back teachers when students are disruptive. It has to be nipped in the bud. We can't send them home as just for the sake of sending them home because they act up. They should have a discipline suspension in school. And children have to start also taking responsibility for their own lives. It's the teacher's job to teach. It's the student's job to learn. And this has to be pounded home. This message has to be mentioned daily to our students that we're here to help you, but you have to participate and come to the plate as well. A child likes that respect given back to them, and they like to know the teachers there to help them. And I really think they like a disciplined, structured atmosphere. It helps them grow, and it's what they need. My name is Marie Ussach. I am your vice chair of the New Bedford School Committee. I've worked very hard for you for the last 4 years. I think I'm trustworthy. I've worked hard to earn your respect as a community leader. I'm a hands-on person, and if you want somebody that shows up and does the job, rolls up their sleeve, I take criticism, I call back my constituents, I do everything for our community members that we need to have done. And I think that I've earned your vote, and I'm asking you to please give me one more term on the New Bedford School Committee so that I can help steer our schools in a direction in which the benchmark is raised through the roof. I want them all to succeed. Please consider me for one of your 3 votes on Tuesday, November 8th in our general election. Thank you. My name is Marie Ussach, and I approve this message.